And welcome, fellow Netrunners and sysops, to another game of Casual Netrunner at Game Universe. I am John on the right, playing Personal Evolution Jinteki. I am running against Jeremy on the left with Wizard. For my first click, I will gain money. So as we all know, Jinteki is no longer the poor little corporation. Jinteki can make some serious money. Of course, at the risk of the runner leaving them alone. So my second click, I install ice over R&D. And as a note, there will be a lot of heavy editing for the sake of brevity in a nearly 40-minute video. For my third click, I will draw and pass turn. Jeremy and I can get distracted. We'll stop focusing on the game so much. One of the benefits and drawbacks to casual gaming is that there is no time constraint as there is in tournament play. So with Jeremy's first click, we'll install a Grimoire. Second click is going to run on R&D. I decide not to res and let him through. Seize the ice. I'm not too worried. There will be a lot of agendas in my R&D, but there are a lot of one-pointers. Jeremy's third click will be to draw, and his fourth and final click for his turn will be to gain a credit. Auto draw for my turn. Looking at ice. I wanted to give the trap-heavy style of Jinteki a run, see how it worked. Again, running against Wizard, that's going to be problematic. Any of the really threatening traps will be trashed right away. So, click 2 will be to draw. Do I want to lock up headquarters? Yeah, click 3 will be to install over headquarters. So Jeremy's click 1, gain a credit, so that on click 2 he can gain money. Click 3 will be to install Mimic. Not a bad installation against Jinteki. A lot of their more problematic ice are sentries at a relatively low strength. Komayanu is the first one that comes to mind. So next click will be to run through to R&D. I'm not going to res, and he sees it closed accounts. So if he decides to go into tag me mode, he knows I'll have punishment. At the very least, closed accounts. I don't think he likes seeing that closed accounts. I don't think he's too worried about it, but... Click 3, there's the imp. And with the free counter from Grimoire, it can threaten 3 trashes. Alright. Hey! Closed accounts. Okay, now I just need to wait for him to get tagged. If I don't do it, he'll do it. So click 1. Gonna ice up R&D a little bit. I think I put a cheaper ice over there. Don't want him getting too many more free accesses to R&D. So my second and third actions will be to advance advanceable ice. Alright, so I must be sitting on... that is either going to be an ice wall or a shadow. It could be many other types of advanceable ice, but I know the stack. It's an ice wall or a shadow. Obviously I would be running, in addition to traps, Trick of Light. Not so much for fast advance, but just so that putting all these agenda point counters all over the place, or advancement counters. Alright, Jeremy took credits and passed. Looking, what do I want to do? Do I want to start putting servers down? Yep. Server 1. Gain a credit, and then use that credit to advance. Pass turn. Jeremy's going to run headquarters on his first click. I will res the ice wall. So I've res the shadow. I get my credits back. And then for the second routine, subroutine, it's a 3 strength trace to give him a tag and then the run. So I'm not going to bump it all, and he's going to go ahead and let it bounce. So there. He's tagged now. Now he knows I've got the closed accounts. So he uses a imp counter to trash Trick of Light. Click 2, he's going to parasite the shadow. Click 3, he's going to go back in. Sees the Trick of Light. He goes to trash it with the imp, and I remind him imp is a once per turn. So he doesn't trash it, and then he'll end his turn shaking off the tag. So back to me. Draw. Hey, more money. Well, definitely proving the Jinteki is no longer poor stereotype. Stereotype, self-discover. I think we Jinteki sysops have discovered our corporation is not so poor anymore. Click 2, install a new remote, and click 3, advance shadow again. So Jeremy's first click, he's going to run and look at the NAPD, which he can't do anything about with no credits. So he will use an imp token to trash it. That's fine, still costs 4 credits to get from archives. Then he remembers that Parasite does get a token at the start of his turn. Click 3, he's going to run and look. Fetal AI. He's got no money, so he can't steal it. So going to hit him for the 2 net damage for the Axis on the Fetal. Ooh, get rid of that Corroder. I like to see that go. Oh, and the Gen. That's another thing I like to see go. And click 4, he tries to draw his hand back up. So I will auto draw. I can see a Jackson. I'm threatening him a little bit with the how many cards in hand? He's not tagged, but it is Jinteki. I could have a Splash Scorch. My first click, I'll draw. Second click, I'm considering a new server. I do make the new server. And for click 3, another server. Doing up the shell game. Pass turn to Jeremy. Hey, look, he remembered to get the virus token at the beginning of his turn. So clicks 1 and 2 will be to gain credits. So for click 3, he's going to run on my hand. Use Shadow to break, or not Shadow, use Mimic to be able to break the shadow now that Parasite has brought it down. He does get rid of a Neural EMP out of my hand with the Imp token, and finishes his turn drawing up. So I'm looking at that Parasite, trying to decide if I want to keep putting counters, and I go no. I'm going to put 2 advancement counters on a metal agenda, and then so for click 1, going to Trick of Light, 2 agenda tokens. Click 2 will be to place an advancement, and then score it by trading out the advancement tokens off the piece of ice. The Parasite does exceed its strength and I do have to trash it. That's okay, it did its job. And then I'll do the 1 point of damage. Another Parasite. Get out of here with that. And click 3, it'll be put another piece of ice over headquarters. Pass that over. No, Jeremy, you do not trash Imp when the counters are gone. It still sits there, still eats up an MU, which wouldn't be a problem except we have things like Overmind now, which care about your available MU. So he draws, plays same old thing. Unfortunately, on click 3, he runs back on the same fetal AI, and I make him eat it. Loses another amp. Yeah, I don't want to see any more free trashing. So auto draw, looking at a Philotic. A little early this game, but no. Click 2, another Gila hand, or not another 8 Gila hands. I'm sorry, auto draw was to see the Philotic. Click 1 was to draw the Gila. Click 2 was to draw. I can't see what it was. And what do I want to do for click 3? I'm going to draw up. I see a lot of agendas in hand. Ugh. Well, again, I'm running on that most of them are one pointers, so I don't care. So it looks like I just I missed skipping Jeremy's turn. Jeremy's turn was just to gain 4 credits and then pass it back to me. So then I installed 3 servers and passed it back to him. And he is going to same old thing, the sure gamble for click 1 and 2. Sorry. And we even see this in game. Click 1 is to gain a credit, click 2 and 3 is to sure gamble, and then click 4 is to draw, and then pass back over to me. Now I have to look at my server farm and figure out what I've got. I'm going to spend my turns advancing and scoring Gila hands. No, I'm not worried about economy. I've got my money. So I will ping out. Ooh, get rid of that knight. Goodbye, knight. Pass turn back to Jeremy. I'll sit there and flip my cards while Jeremy's trying to figure out what to do with 9 credits. 1 breaker. 2 breakers now. So he'll install a knight for 1. Over imp, so we can trash the useless imp. Click 2 will be to draw. Click 3 will be to draw. Oh, it wasn't to draw. It was to play out a magnum opus. There we go. Now we both have got solid economy unless I can find some way to trash his program. I don't have program trashing in this deck. So click 1 on my turn will be to install another piece of ice over headquarters. So far, no ice has been rezzed. Click 2, I will medical research fund, or fundraising, gain myself 5 credits, give Jeremy 3. Again, at this point, he's got Magnum, so it's really there's no difference to me if he's got credits versus me giving him credits. So because he put those counters on Mimic and Knight, those are ways to remind him that's the extra MU from Grimoire, and then he confused himself by I don't know what. So he makes a run on Archives to go get an APD. That's fine. Lose 4 credits, a click, and take a point of damage from Jinteki. Ah, Crypsis, go away. Don't like you either. So my turn. Auto draw. I think I'm going to make more servers. Yeah, look at that. Make a server. And then you use... Yep. So, installed. Put 2 counters on it. Pass turn. I believe that's a June bug that's going to sit there and do a whole lot of nothing. One of the problems with the traps is they're useless if the runner doesn't look at them. Alright, Jeremy took click 1 and 2 to draw. Click 3. Diesel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a lot of problems on the board, and Jeremy needs to start getting some solutions. So it's time to start digging in his deck. Click 3 to put out the same old thing. Hopefully he doesn't same old thing another sure gamble. So much on the table, so few answers. Well, knight. Knight is an answer. Sadly, it's a singular answer. Ah, there's the gen. Hey, another mimic you don't need. And that was his fourth click. Pass over to me. Auto draw. I believe right here I'm trying to decide. Yep, going to advance a piece of ice. And then clicks 2 and 3 will be for Gila hands to gain 3 credits. Going to pass turn back to Jeremy. So Jeremy's trying to consider. Yep, click 1 will be to take money for credits for Magnum Opus. Click 2 will be more Magnum Opus. Click 3, he's worried about a Scorch. I don't know why. I don't think I have one in there. I might. I might have other ways to do beat damage. But why not? And now we're forgetting where the money went. This is why I agree with a lot of people that putting credits on the cards, unless the card specifically says it has credits on it, it's probably a bad idea. His click 4 was to click for 2 more credits for Magnum Opus, and then turn to me. But yes, money should probably be set aside at a specific location, so that way confusion like that, where did this money come from, doesn't happen. Click 1. Another install, another new server. Jinteki is now sitting on 5 remote servers. One that has 2 advances on it. Click 2 will be to advanced. Advance once more that advanced server. Click 3 to put another advancement counter on a piece of ice. So now Jeremy is trying to apply some type of meta knowledge. I have said in the past I'm not the biggest fan of Ronin. I've had it fail too often if it's not just sniped out of R&D. So he's trying to determine, is that going to be a Ronin that'll advance and fire off next turn? So I don't think he has any ways of preventing net damage. So click 1, Joshua B. There we go. He can start cranking out turns and getting tagged. Ooh, that closed account's just sitting in my hand waiting for a tag. So click 2 was Magnum, click 3 was Sure Gamble, and click 4 was Magnum again. Passed it off to me, auto draw, and staring at the board. So click 1's install. Click 2's to advance it. And click 3 will be to Trick of Light off whatever that is. And score the Philotic. It'll do a whole 2 damage because he only has 1 agenda scored. But it does empty out his hand. It's a great way to pretty much scare him out of his entire turn. But he's actually not doing that. He's going to use Joshua B to gain an extra click for his turn. And here's where I realize that I've been playing Joshua B, as people have commented. I've been playing Joshua B wrong. I always thought you got the credit when you declared, or you got the tag when you declared you were taking the extra click. No, it comes at the end of your turn. So, clicks 1 and 2 will be to same old thing, a diesel, nope, quality time. So there, for the efficiency of 2 clicks, he draws 5 cards. And he's still got 3 clicks. So not a bad play. So click 3 will be to run R&D. What does he got on the board versus what I can res? Got to remind myself these ice have been sitting on the board for a while now, and I have forgotten what they were. So let's see. I will go ahead and raise a Viper. Nice taxing piece of ice. We'll let the first trace fire off at 3. I'm not raising the trace any. So it's the lose a click subroutine. Now he just he activated Joshua B to gain a click. Is it worth 3 credits to lose the gained click? A little back and forth. I think he doesn't match that one. So the second subroutine, I raised the trace on the second subroutine to 5, which he cannot match. Ends the run. A little bit of taxing. Alright, so that was click 3. He failed the HQ run, or R&D run. So now he's wanting to make sure he pays out all his credits, or uses his credit, because he knows he'll be tagged. And more than likely I will get rid of the Joshua B, and I could close accounts him if he has too much money and just presents himself too big a target. So does he? I even say something along the lines of, do you have something at 4 or 6 credits? Because you click gain 2, then have 6 credits. He decides to spend click 4 running on a server that was a Jackson Howard. So I'll use one of my scored house and I've counters to ping him on the way to knock out Jackson Howard. And then what do I need to bring back? I don't really need my economy card since I have Gila Hand scored. So I will bring back Trick of Light ×2 and the Neural EMP. So some fast advance options and a direct attack. Shuffle all that back up. Condense my servers back down some. And sit there and wonder at what he's going to do at click 5. I still have 4 credits on the board, so if any of those remotes are a snare, we all remember that first remote right next to the ID is the Fetal AI. So if he runs there, he could score 2 points at 3 damage and 2 credits. So his final click will be to install Parasite over Viper. Alright, his turn is ended. He is tagged.
Yeah, dude, that's why I had that Joshua Evangelist.
Alright, I am drawing. What do I have? John, show the camera what you have. Ah, well. I am so wishing I had 2 Neurals, but I'm looking at what I got. I'm going to do the dick move. Medical research funding. Medical research funding. Closed accounts. I give him 6 credits. I gain 10, and then I take all his money away. I had to do it. It was just such a obvious play sitting there in my hands. Like, you got to do it. You got to do it. He can take a turn and get 8 or 10 credits back. It's not going to be a big deal, but he'll wind up losing an entire turn to do that. So he will start his turn activating Joshua B. He's going to get 5 clicks. Note to self, I should probably stop commentating these near the end of my day. So he's got 5 clicks, no money. He's got some interesting options on the board. Let's see. He's got 6 MU available thanks to Grimoire. 1-2 on Magnum Opus. 3, 4, 5, 6 MU spent in program, so he's good. Clicks 1 and 2 for Jeremy were Magnum Opus for 4 credits. Oh, he's going 6 credits. So that's 3 clicks, 6 credits. Looks like he's going to spend another click putting Knight there. Oh, and he's running last click against Jinteki? Yeah, no, he's going to draw for click 5 and call turn. Alright, auto draw. See, the game starts getting interesting around this point. Jeremy and I both agree. Here's about where it starts really getting interesting. It takes a while. Both slow deck versus a slow deck where options start coming out. So when stuff starts really getting interesting. So my first click, I'm going to go ahead and nuke Joshua B. Just because he doesn't need to keep gaining free clicks. Click 2 will be to advance the ice that is sitting under Knight. I do have more ice in hand. So click 3 will be to put a piece of ice over that fetal AI, just in case he remembers it's there. And then doing a reminder of these are open, this is open with an advancement counter, and this is protected. Pass the turn. So he can't gain an extra click because Joshua B has been removed from play. Okay, it's not removed from play, but it has been taken out of play. He almost bit on the fetal AI. Decided doesn't want to take the damage just yet. So click 1 was to draw. Click 2 is to host. I think that's a data sucker? Can't tell. Stupid glare. Ice wall. So to break it with Knight is a little inefficient. It takes 2 credits to get through. Drain him of more money and get some more pop-up window. On his way in, I will toss a knife from House of Knives at him. Get rid of another Plascrete. He's going to look at... I forget what that was. Oh, good. Get rid of a Nerve Agent. Don't want to use Nerve Agent. You don't want too much multi-access against Jinteki sometimes. Unless you're prepared to possibly hit 2 snares or Shikyu, shocks, psychic field. Oof, hitting multiple of those would be terrible. Alright. Click 1 will be to eventually decide to put an advancement on the Junebug, see if I can entice him. Clicks 2 and 3, take money from Gila hands. Parasite, at the start of Jeremy's turn, eats my Viper. Should call it a mongoose. Okay, I'm sure there will be a mongoose ice at some point. No, Jeremy, don't account siphon me. Oh, he's going to account siphon me. Jeremy is full on tag me mode. Gained his money, got his additional 2 tags. And it was click 1 draw, click 2 account siphon, click 3 were credits, and click 4 is to move Knight. And then back to me. Auto draw, click 1 draw, clicks 2 and 3, recover from the account siphon. I'm probably not doing a very good job of selling that Junebug, that's why he never runs on it. Or hasn't run on it yet, anyway. So... pass turn to Jeremy after gaining more credits from Gila. His click 1 will be to Magnum Opus for money. Magnum Opus for more money. And then we're all sitting here wondering, what's he going to do? Click 3. Joshua B again. Click 4, draw, and pass. So for my auto draw, I get a card. Looks like it might be ice. It is ice. Get out of here with your knight. Goes face down, but it would be obvious it was ice. It's the only face down card in archives. A little something I pulled from Octagon is separating my face up and face down cards into very obvious piles. Trying to decide if I want to gain credits. Nope. Click 2 will be to get rid of the Joshua B. I've got the money. I've got the way to get money. At 4 tags, it'll be a while before he can detag himself. Scare him with the age-old Jinteki question. Cards in hand? He's got 4. He's yelling at me for getting rid of the knight. He had something planned. He had a big plan coming up. My final click, I'll create a new protected server. That's the problem with relying on the runner or the corp to do a specific action. They never do what you want them to do. And it's not like you can say, hey, don't break this piece of ice. Well, I'm going to break it now. So Jeremy will play a Deja Vu and get out some more viruses. Just going to pull the Crypsis and a Parasite. Get the Parasite. Good boy. Click 3, install the click 3, install the Crypsis. Click, nope, that's not click 4. Grimoire in play gets the counter. So click 4 will be to run.
Oh, you suck.
So he can. I love Pup. Even if you have a Mimic out, it's gonna one way or another. Pup costs the runner 2 credits. So I'll hit him with the last knife from House of Knives. Is he going to access? Is he finally going to steal it? Yes, he's going to steal it. And he is actually taking it. And hit him for 2 for the access. Ah, get rid of that. Parasite and a medium, get rid of that as well. Alright. So there. Now he's got, I don't know how many agenda points. I can't see. So now we have a moment of, wait, what click is this? So click 1 was draw, click 2 was Deja Vu, click 3 was Crypsis, and click 4 was to run. Jeremy, stop running on click 4. It is Jinteki. My own example last game. Click 4, run into a snare, get a tag, get nuked. Alright, my turn. Auto drew. So advance that, and use Gila to gain 3 credits, and pass turn. Jeremy draws for 1. Looks like he wants to draw for 2. He draws for 2. Ooh, look at that stack. Starting to get a little thin. That heap is pretty hefty. I like Jinteki. I love Jinteki so much. I can build Jinteki decks left and right. They may not work, but they're almost always fun for me. Clicks 3 and 4, I think, were to gain credits. So it passes to me. I draw. Put another piece of ice over the lone remote that is protected. And then click 2 and 3, Gila hands. And I pass it off to him. Click 1. He runs into archives. I think he's looking. Nope, nothing left there. Ah, data leak reversal installed. So clicks 3 and 4 are to mill.
This is a good deck. Not a bad deck. I'm not the best with it, but it does work.
Not terribly worried about what could be milled out. So click 1 is to install. Clicks 2 and 3 are to advance. So he mills me out for 3 cards, and then so after I install advance, pass to Jeremy, he data leak reversals for 3, and then on click 4 he runs into archives, and I pop another Jackson Howard to bring the 2 agendas he did hit, put them back into archives, or not archives, take them out of archives and put them into R&D. And he runs into a whole lot of nothing. So click 1. Let's get rid of that data leak. It's been obnoxious enough. Now starting to have some fun here. Clicks 1 and 2. Mushin no Shin. Something with 3 counters. What is it? And I'll take a credit for my 3rd click. Pass it off. It's near the end of the game.
Wait, I'll draw for 1.
He's going to run. He's going to draw for 1.
Oh, I'll use
Run on R&D.
So, okay.
It's just a ice wall. He'll use a data sucker to reduce the strength of the ice wall so that the Crypsis is only 1 to break. And then I noticed that, is Crypsis hosted on Jin? It's like, yeah. It's like, no, you can't host that there. And he moves it off and he's all good. Makes a run, gets a Gila. So for click 3, put a counter back on. Click 4, run again. And that is game. That was his 7th point. Fun game. So Fetal there. That showing off the Project Junebug. Mushin dialed an agenda. That was a Project Junebug. See if I could entice him in. And there's another House of Knives. A lot of fun this game.